Hello and welcome back to another video. I don't know what I'm actually calling this video. So far my ideas are an Insomniac's guide to like looking awake. But essentially what I'm doing is my everyday makeup routine. I don't wear makeup every day, and even when I go outside I don't put on makeup. I like, if it requires me to actually sit there and like take time and slowly do it, I usually don't do it. The max I do is put on my skincare. Right now I'm wearing my Kinship eye cream and the Clinique Moisture Surge as my moisturizer. It's in the name. And the Ulta Beauty Lip Oil in the shade Peach, because I'm trying to finish that up since it's so tiny. But yeah, this is essentially what I look like on the daily. Maybe I'll just brush up my eyebrows and then, wow, I'm done. Okay, that was the, no. Anyways, yeah, so that is essentially what I do. But I'm showing you my everyday makeup routine for when I am going to something where I would like to show off my makeup, or I'm recording a video. Obviously, I'm not going to like use a specific palette because usually when I record videos, they're about something, so that's what I use. But when I'm just doing my own makeup, I essentially just do a matte shadow, a shimmery shadow, mascara, brush my eyebrows up, maybe put in some color, and put on the bareliest there blush. And most time, not gonna lie, I usually just wear clear gloss. I usually don't put on any colored gloss because if I wear a mask, it's just gonna smudge. So usually Terra 28 in the shade Chill is where I go to, but I don't have that. So we're gonna use the last Terra 28 gloss that I have remaining, and it's the shade Chestnut, I think. So yeah, without further ado, this is my guide to looking awake when you don't sleep. Not by choice. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first off, I choose a brush out of my Wet n Wild brush holder thingy. It holds all of my brushes from various brands. I have the Wet n Wild, which is like these rose gold colored ones. The black handles with the tips right here are BS Mall. Those are from Amazon. The purple ones are Real Techniques, and then the straight up black ones are either Morphe or Elf. I think those are all the brushes that I have. I have one from Essence, I think. Yeah, Essence. You know what? I haven't used this ever. Let's do that. But I generally go for tiny brushes, and that's why I love Real Techniques, because their brushes go so small. I have no lid space at all. So I either use, oh my god, so aggressive. I either use a fluffy-ish brush like this. Oh, that's quite hard. She quite stiff. That's fine. Or I use something very, oh, was this stuck to something in there? Oh, okay. Well, I need to clean that when I'm done. But like I was saying, I either use a fluffy-ish brush or I use a very, very tiny one. Usually it's flat, like the Elf little concealer brush, or the Elf liner brush. It's just a straight thing, like a straight thing. And I use that to get in my eyes. But let's get started. As of right now, I cannot see anything that I'm doing. So, yay. Yay for everybody involved. I'm using the Lorac Meraki palette. This I actually got for, well, I paid for it, but I got it for free because half of the things came damaged and the palette came very much dented all over because it keeps sending things in bubble mailers. So I essentially paid for it and got it for free. Yeah. I use this shade. I think it's called like Vintage Rose or something like that, because I'm pink. That's how I was born and that's how I look. Dang, that was a lot coming off of there. How much did I pick up? And I go right in here where my crease just decides to disappear. And that's what I do. I blend it in. Also, like, yes, this is a very nobody asked for it video, but I would like to do it while I actually know what style I have, because like I said, I don't really do my makeup every day, so when I do it, it's generally never the same. So while I actually have an idea of a semblance of what I do, I'm going to show you. But yeah, I use this shade, and then I use the one next to it, whatever that one's called. Just these two shades. This one, since it's darker, I put towards, oh my god, I didn't tap that off enough. Oh my god. Whoa. Put that towards the lash line, outer corner, whatever. I usually clean this up with my hand or a wipe or whatever, so I don't really care about it going out the edges, because from right here out is how I flick, and all that gets cleaned up. That's what I do. And then I use the Fairytale Forest and take the shimmery pink shade next to the green. And that's usually what I do, because my general look is always matte, some sort of sparkle. Maybe we skip a step and just do the sparkle. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, you know, with the actual mirror close up to my face so I can see. And then I'll come back and show you what it actually looks like. Okay, I just did what I told. Oh, you can see the gold shift in it. I've never seen that. I only ever see pink. That's crazy. Anyways, I just put on the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I have a sample of this, and I'm just going to say it does do some high impact. I'm really liking the way that it makes my lashes look. This is only like my third time using it, but like you can see the difference. Or, well, I can see the difference. I don't know if you can see the difference because we're working with iPad quality here. I don't really have a choice in what I'm showing you. So when I record my like single product reviews, I usually do it on my phone, because the outer camera of your phone is the best, even though I have an 11. So it's not as good as, like, you know, the cinematography they're doing on like the 14. But yeah. Okay. And the next step that I do always after my eyes is my blush, because I usually do eyebrows last. It doesn't really make any sense, but that's usually what I do. But today I'm not going to do it because, like I said, all I do is just draw a line and then brush them up. I don't really do anything with my brows. I use the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade dark brown. It's always listed in the things below. Sometimes I go a bit too heavy. Ignore that. But yeah, my eyebrows have slits in them. We're not gonna get into the whole story time of why that exists. So usually I just put a little bit of pigment towards the end tails and where the slits are, and then brush that up so it looks like I actually have some hair there, even though there's nothing there. But anyways, we're using the very broken and decrepit, like she old, Bare Minerals Call My Blush Gen Nude Powder Blush. I got this in a Sephora Favorites Hello set, and I was thinking, I'm not going to use this. This is trash. Okay, you're not going to like my application of this. I don't even like my application of this. I'm going to get this hoodie dirty. But I just go, that's what I do every single time, and it gets everywhere, but that's what I do. And then I go sideways, which is why I like this Putty blush brush, because of the shape. This is the perfect shape for my face. And then, using the other side that I didn't have any product on, just go like that. And this is why I had such an issue with the new one that I bought being a different shade, because I was like, no, what if I won't be able to do this that I do? I do this because it's just so not pigmented that I am essentially using it like a setting powder. But the new one's like actually pink. So I'm gonna actually have to like use a little bit. But I essentially just stamp it into my face as much as I want. It really doesn't matter. It has no color, and I love that for it. And then again, other side, brush, 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 brush. I really like this mascara though. It makes my eyelashes look like Teeny. Do you know who Teeny is? If you don't, I'd say search her up. Watch 240 episodes of Violetta and then listen to her music. It's great. It's amazing. I've been a Teeny stan since whenever the heck Violetta was on Netflix. Then they took it off. Then they put it back on. Then they only had the Teeny movie up there. Right now, I was going to watch the freaking Teeny movie after I finished Violetta again. And it's not on Disney Plus. How do you own it and it's not here? Latin Disney, get it together. That was so crazy. I was literally like, okay, I finished the show again. Let's go and watch the movie again. Nowhere to be found. But what I remember from it, Sophia Carson's in it, but as a bad person. And I was so shocked because, you know, like Descendant, she's nice. That remake of Cinderella for like the 5th time, she's nice. And then in the Teeny movie, she's like a man stealer. Like, excuse you. But yeah, that's what I do. You see, it did absolutely nothing but mattify my face. And that's another reason why I like the Lorac shadows, because besides the shimmers, which are immaculate, the mattes, they're essentially like colored setting powder. Like, do you want your setting powder to be green today? Do you want it to be gray today? That's essentially what it is, and I love that for it. It blends so easily. It mattifies my skin, and I'm, as you can see, very oily. Usually for videos, I've been putting on the Insomniacs blurring balm powder, so you don't see any of the shine when I'm recording, but I'm not doing that. What I used to do, actually, like when I first started using this, and that's probably why it got used down so quickly, is that I used to go like this with it. Because, like I said, I am pink. You do not see none of this. And see, it doesn't do that much, but it does enough. But the Danessa Myricks blurring balm thing, that crap is like matte. Granted, I do think it has a little bit of a white cast, because when I look at my videos, I'm like, my forehead looks kind of gray. Like, I don't look as brown as I am right now. But yeah. Anyways, blush over. Let's do something else. Okay, so another product that I took out is this. This is my go-to face palette. This is the Coach x Sephora Uniface palette, you know, uni as in unicorn. And this blush is the pinker version of the Bare Minerals blush, and that's why I liked it, because I had a light version and a pinker version. So, you know, swirl that around, tap right there, and then clean off the brush, because this is actually pigmented, like we can't go crazy. And then same thing, smush it around, it's fine. And then with the bronzer, this is my skin tone. That's crazy. And I usually do that because my skin does its own natural contour, so I don't really need that. So all I do is just slightly lighten right there, so the shadows of my face makes it look like I actually did something, but I didn't do anything. But this is literally my skin color, so all it's doing is mattifying this section, so this section looks like I actually put something there. I guess reverse contour, because I'm not putting the product where it needs. I don't know. Anyways, and again, whatever I can do to just mattify a little bit. It really is, like, all of these are my skin color. That's why it really doesn't matter what I do. I actually love that. This highlight I'm not going to use, but generally the tip of this brush, just tap, and then top of the nose, right here, because I don't do it like here. I go by my eyes, because I saw I think it was Laura May Beauty did that, and that way it was more dropping off from the shimmer. You know, like how blush draping connects to your eyeshadow sometimes? The highlighter connects to your eyeshadow, the shimmer in it. And specifically where I get oily is right here in my, like, my little creases. See right there? That's where the shine comes from. Like, when I work out, I sweat so heavily, but you don't see it. You just see shine. Just look very oily. And every single time I used to come out of movement, gym for normal people. My school called it movement. And my friends, they would be like, oh my god, you look actually good. Like, why do we look like nasty and you look actually good? And it's because I'm sweating as much as you guys, but like, it doesn't show up as drips of sweat all over. Like, that's when you know I'm really going hard, if it like drips. But yeah, I just get very shine, shine, shine. And the main shine is the forehead. The forehead always is preying on my downfall. Like, look at it right now with all of that powder on it. Look at it. Look at that eyebrow. I can't. Speaking of shine, this is the highlighter that I've been using. This is the Saie Glowy Super Gel. That's what it's called. I was thinking about this in a different video and I didn't know. And it's in the shade Starglow. When I started using it, I had it down to the middle of the S. And now it's all the way to the middle of the A. So I've like actually been using it. And like I said, Tower 28 gloss in the shade Chestnut. But yeah, this literally, I would constantly swatch it. So that's why it got to the middle of the S. But when I started actually using it, I've used quite a bit. And I take that much, but I literally only need that little bit. I don't know how to pump out less because every single time I do, I don't get anything. But I go right by my eye and then go to the side and then down like a 7. And that's what I do. Because if I use like concealer, granted I only have one concealer, I don't do this because I don't want it to mix, because this is like very oily. Like, this is very what is it called, clean girl, natural, dewy. So I wouldn't recommend using this with like other products. They don't really mesh with the oils. I constantly do this. I saw Nima Tang do this where she highlights right here in between the eyes, and that is so pretty, but when you're trying to be matte, it doesn't really help the case. But that's what I do. Now the rest of this can go on my leg because that's where it's going. And yeah, that's every single thing that I do. Every single time I'm trying to put on a face. I don't really wear a lot of makeup unless I'm trying to do like a video or something like that. And you know, you'd think that would stop me from buying it, but it really doesn't. I like reviewing things, I like testing things, I like trying things. I like being like in a lab of my own, you know? So even though I don't wear a lot of makeup, I generally get a lot of makeup. Like, it's just kind of my hobby. But yeah, this is my more natural look, my everyday if we gotta throw something on. The other palette that I would use, usually it's either Lorac or ColourPop. Those are my go-tos. But the other palette specifically I would use is the Limoncello palette, because that's like my warm tone. Like, anytime that I had a work interview, I would literally just slap on whatever mattes exist and put on, it's called Easy Peasy or something like that. It's just the like duochrome goldish greenish color. That, yes, that is amazing, right? So that's usually what I do. Or like I said, I use those two palettes and I do this because I know that all of those colors work together. And this is what I constantly do. I freaking love this. And it has that gold shift in it, like the Pat McGrath Divine Rose 2 thing. But yeah, this is the look. This is how I look awake. Because as you can see, my dark circles are thriving. And I generally don't put on any other face makeup. So, see, as you can see, the reverse contour. Because my skin actually just looks dark on the edges. It's just the way it looks. But yeah, wow, that's not blended in the slightest. Look at that. That's crazy. You see what I mean, what I can't see? And I never put my glasses back on or anything. This is probably gonna look so messed up. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. If I do, hi y'all. But yeah, this is what I do. tell me if you like this type of video, if you would like me to actually have a topic to talk about, because I kind of want to do that. Like, I can't do lives because there's just way too many people. Like, I live in an apartment, there's going to be noise, and my dog, he be barking at everything, so like we cannot do a live. But I just want to talk to people, want to have a conversation. So if you have anything that you would like me to talk about in another get ready with me showing you what I do to blank, then, you know, comment that down below. I like to talk about music. Have you heard of, again, Teeny, Peachtree Rascals, AJR, Panic at the, everybody knows Panic at the Disco. I'm not gonna say the popular people. Like Will Joseph Cook, who else is kind of small? Half Alive. Oh my god. So like any of those people, have you heard of them? If you haven't, will you search them? That'd be nice. Yeah, we could talk about makeup. I can swatch things for you. That's primarily what I want to do. I want to swatch things for people. That's why I like making my review videos. You know, if people could find them and it's helpful, then I am being productive in the world, I feel. Like, I like to search swatches of things. Like, I can literally watch 50 videos from one person on just swatches. It's how I found Jen Phelps. Like, just swatches. Like, she had an entire swatching channel, and that's what I actually was watching before I realized she had a real channel. So yeah, if you need me to swatch anything that I have, then I'm all for it. If you want to talk about something specific, I'm all for it. I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but the things that I do know, I like to talk about. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good jazz, and I will see you in another video. Bye!